Welcome trainers to the ultimate Garchomp guide for Pokemon Unite. Garchomp is an S tier all-around Pokemon with an intermediate difficulty. This means he is excellent if you are planning on playing ranked and not too difficult to pick up if you're just playing him because he's your favorite. For our build today, we are going to be focusing on Garchomp's ability to deal basic attack damage with all of his basic attacks. So before we jump into the arena itself, let's take a look at the items we're going to be putting on this awesome dragon. First up, we are going to take the Muscle Band. This will increase the speed and damage of our basic attacks, which, as I said, is the whole purpose of this build. Second, we are going to take the Float Stone, which ups our move speed as well as our basic attack, which is perfect little bonus that people forget about. And third, we are going to take the Attack Weight. Now this is our secret sauce, our bread and butter. People are really sleeping on the attack weight right now, and what this item does is it permanently increases attack every time we score a goal. So please be aware of that if you're going to take this build into the arena. Now as we jump in, Garchomp, being a high attack damage output Pokemon, is going to want to take the top lane. Now if you're not too sure about what lanes to pick, what items to get, or more, consider subscribing to this channel, as I'm going to have all of this info on here as we get more into the game. But for now, just know that top lane is great for attacking Pokemon like Garchomp because he has the easiest ability to grab the Rotom. Now, let's start taking a look at what we're going to do. Early game, we're going to focus on farm as our little Gibble, and Garchomp unfortunately is one of the slowest Pokemon to evolve, so be cautious in the early game and really focus on farm. Now Garchomp's passive ability is something that we should just be aware of, and he has Rough Skin. This means that when he is damaged by a melee attack, some of that damage is going to actually get diverted back to our opponent, which can be just a nice little extra bit of damage for us. And the second thing to pay attention to, which pairs very well with our Muscle Band, is that he has a boosted basic attack. Now every 5th attack for Garchomp deals an increased amount of damage and also restores a small amount of HP. He also has a stacking passive that every time he deals damage to an opposing Pokemon, he gets a small attack speed buff. So as you can see, pairing this passive attack boost with the Muscle Band, we're hoping to get a very high attack speed as well as a very high amount of attack damage on those basic attacks. Now, one point of clarification: physical attack in this game simply means the basic attacks, and special attack simply means any ability with a cooldown. So this is not an ability focused Pokemon, but rather a basic attack focused Pokemon. Now at level 5, we are going to pick up Dragon Claw. You can choose your preference for the first 2 abilities in which order you take them, and you'll just have to find your playstyle with that. But first off, I misspoke. We are first going to take Sand Attack. That is what I recommend going with first. But as I said, at level 5, and this is actually before we evolve, we are going to take that Dragon Claw. This is a 2-part attack. He first dashes forward and knocks back opponents, and second is an increased damage swipe that also is going to increase Garchomp's attack speed. So you see this common theme again of boosting that attack speed with the Dragon Claw, and that is why that is how this build goes. And then at level 6, we are finally going to transform into Gabite, and at this point you can start to take on other Pokemon in one-on-one battles. But before then, as I said, be cautious. Now at level 7, we're going to take Dragon Rush. Now Dragon Rush has Garchomp dive into the ground into a designated direction, and he also gets some knockback on Pokemon. So this is for the purpose of either having that way to close the gap between you and a Pokemon that's running away, or getting you out of a sticky situation. So that's where Dragon Rush comes in. Now as I said, because this is not an ability-based Pokemon, we really just are trying to deal as much damage as we can with our basic attacks, and you're going to want to use Dragon Claw to boost that, and Dragon Rush simply using that as a mobility piece. So once we reach level 9, we still have not evolved into Garchomp, which is unfortunate, but we are going to get the move Livid Outrage. And this is a powerful chain attack that also is dashing forward. And then the final attack in this slew of attacks will throw the opposing Pokemon, but it also leaves you unable to move for a moment. So this is a one-shot, put yourself in a vulnerable position, but deal tons of damage kind of move. So be sure to use this when you're losing a one-on-one fight, and be really careful when using it in team fights, as it does leave you very vulnerable for a short time. Now, after we have all that, at level 10, we will finally evolve into Garchomp, and at this point, now, if you have kept up with your farm, you should be ready to take over the game. You should be tracking down any enemy, closing in on them with that Dragon Rush, starting your combo with Dragon Rush, going into Dragon Claw to boost your attack, and then following them down and finishing off them with those basic attacks. So that is the overall game plan. Garchomp is a favorite for many and a very cool dragon Pokemon. Now, one other thing to pay attention to in this late game once you're level 10 is be looking to close in on opponents who have used both of their abilities early on, maybe in a team fight, or you've noticed they've used it to try to get away from somebody, and really be looking to flank them when they're out of position like that. Now, I hope this guide has been helpful. If it was, please consider subscribing. I hope that your next battle is the best one yet, and you have a great day.